here I am on KP. I don't know. Would you want to hold them to the camera? Or,
yeah, it's fine if you hold them up to the camera.
Let's see. Here's the. This is when I was an enlisted man. I don't know if it's bright enough. If that'll show.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm peeling potatoes on KP. Then this was the graduating class from Officers Candidate School. There's quite a few of us at Fort Lee, Virginia. I'm somewhere, one of them little dots in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw my book from Vietnam. That's got the better pictures in it. And I think this is a picture I like a lot. This is the boys I was with in my laboratory, and I had a senior sergeant, Sergeant Whalen. He was like a master sergeant, and then I had 4 privates, specialists, actually specialists, 4th class, and we were just a nice little tight unit doing our job on the beach in the South China Sea, and I enjoyed that duty and I enjoyed the time with them. I sometimes think I'd like to get back in touch with some of them, see what their life turned out like. And this is just a publicity Stars and Stripes shot. This is the colonel promoting me to first lieutenant. And
did
then
you,
the other better pictures are in that other book.
Did you receive any medals in Vietnam?
The standard, you know, Vietnam campaign. It's all in my discharge form, my DD 214, and tells what ribbons I'm entitled to and what campaigns I was involved in. So nothing special, no Purple Hearts, no bronze medals. Or, I wasn't a hero. You know? I was just a soldier doing my duty. This is here. I'll run through some of this real quick, maybe. I don't know. This is the bunker that I went into a lot during the rocket attacks, and that's in Cam Ranh Bay, which was like stateside duty that I told you about. And this is the air base, and we did a lot of. There was an Air Force base in Cam Ranh, and we did a lot of fuel testing for them. This is the laboratory I had in Cam Ranh. And then all this equipment was given to me to take up to the I-Corps, my trucks, my mobile laboratory, the supplies.
What's the I-Corps?
I-Corps Vietnam was divided into these regions. I-Corps was the furthest north one.
Oh, okay.
I standing for Roman numeral 1. Then 2 Corps was, Roman numeral 2. I think it was divided into 4 sectors. And I-Corps was up near the demilitarized zone. It was the closest to North Vietnam. It was up around Da Nang and Hue and all the, actually one of the smaller corps, but one that had a lot of the most intense action. And all this was going up to I-Corps. And this is the airplane that carried it, and that was quite an air ride from Cam Ranh Bay to Chu Lai, taking all this equipment there. And then in Chu Lai, my laboratory was set up in this tank farm, and right on the South China Sea. That's the sea is behind us, and there were all these 10,000 barrel bolted steel storage tanks, and you can see a helicopter taking off across the main supply road. And as I said, the tank farm was just a couple of kilometers from the ammunition dump, so everything was kind of pretty close together, so they're easy targets. And when mostly the North Vietnamese regulars and the Viet Cong would set up their rocket launchers in our general direction, they'd only have time to get maybe 2 or 3 rounds off, and they would be triangulated. We had very sophisticated radar and weapons detection, surveillance equipment, and their location where the rocket was fired from would be pinpointed pretty quickly, and there would be an airstrike on it real fast. So usually they could only get 2 or 3 rounds off.
They didn't have any planes?
No, we were never air attacked. Yeah. But during Tet, they actually rolled some tanks in. The North had Soviet-built tanks that attacked the South Vietnam. There's my crew again. And the laboratory, and I had good duty on the beach. That was my Jeep. I'd ride back and forth, and the Navy took good care of us. We ate better in the Navy than we did in the Army. And we'd party on these ships. I rode this amphibious vehicle. It's hard to see, this big aluminum boat that had wheels on it. It could ride out through the surf and take us out to the ships. That these were the T2 and T5 tankers that came in from the Persian Gulf, loaded up with refined products for use, the aviation gasoline and jet fuel and that. These were called Larks, and they're aluminum-bodied boats that you just drive them right into the water. And occasionally we'd go out to the hospital ships. That's the hospital ship Hope. And time in Saigon. This is one of my buddies that graduated OCS with me. Both of these guys graduated OCS with me, and they were saw a lot more action than I did. They were out in the field. And this is that airplane I was telling you about. They put the wrong fuel in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I rode, you know, there weren't a lot of secure areas in Vietnam, so mostly you went place to place by helicopter. So I rode around a lot in helicopters, Hueys. And this is a medevac. This is, they're loading a bigger airplane for taking these boys to Japan for further treatment. And that's about it. Just a bunch of Saigon shots and then coming home. And this is the gal that used to, she was the daughter of the gal that used to take care of our hooch. I have other pictures of the Vietnamese people that I was friendly with, but they're not in this book.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway. Anything else?
No, not. Do you guys have anything to add?
Thank you.
No.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Glad to do it.
Yeah.
Hope it helps.